Hello world, welcome to a Champions Online Guide. The Icicle is a ranged damage dealing archetype based on the Ice set and includes some of the newest Ice powers. Ice Spear, which is a single target ice attack that can also apply clinging flames. Icy Embrace, which is the new energy unlock. Oh yeah, and Chill Form, which is an exact straight carbon copy of Concentration, except that it scales with Ego and Dex instead of Ego and Intelligence. If you've ever played around with the Ice set, then you know that pretty much everything is incredibly expensive, like every single power, just about. So that means leveling kind of painful because you have energy issues. I would honestly recommend you level with someone else that has a reliable way to apply the chill debuff, because that would be amazing for you. So let's talk about powers. Yay! Ice Blast. First one you get, pretty cheap, and instead of having the advantage to oodles of damage, is now fabulous debuff. There's actually two advantages. One of them refreshes the duration on chill. It's cheap, it works well, and you'll still use it at level 40. After Ice Blast, you get Shatter. I'm thinking the developers were trying to make Shatter building an option instead of, going Rimfire, which I really don't think is working. First of all, Shatter build was a thing because of the energy generation. Shatter doesn't do that anymore. I mean, sure, it still does the Shatter, but it doesn't give you energy anymore. Second, Shatter's kind of expensive. And if you really want to use Shatter well, you kind of want something to shatter, which is where Ice Cage and Frostwall come in. Frostwall is crazy expensive at level 11, which is when you get this. That's before you get Chill Form or Icy Embrace. So you have like no way to generate energy reliably outside of sitting there and using your energy builder 50,000 times trying to, power Frostwall. So why in the world this crap is at level 11 instead of 35, I have no idea. But Frostwall, two problems with it. One, it's incredibly slow. If you've seen someone use that at max range, you know that half the mobs are dead by the time Frostwall gets there. It's incredibly expensive, so you're probably not going to be using it very much at level 11. You also have Ice Cage. Ice Cage isn't bad. It does have other utility even if you don't want to do Shattering, which I don't know why you would, because Shatter erases your chill, which is incredibly important for pretty much everything else in this build, so you're essentially screwing up your own build by Shattering and wiping out your own debuff on the enemies. Anyway, Ice Cage, you have Sub-Zero Sublock, which has a chance to interrupt, so that's useful in and of itself, and of course it does damage, and I think it just bursts at the end of the duration anyway. I honestly never use it after I get Frost Breath. It would still be a good utility power, I just don't use it because I have enough other powers that play with. It's a nice crowd control thing, but then again, so is Frost Breath. Frost Breath is amazing, it should be where Shatter is, but it's not. After the Ice Cage Frostwall, you finally get your form. Chill Form is like carbon copy of Concentration. There's nothing new here at all. It has the exact same stacking criteria. The only difference is it has a different icon, but it scales with Ego and Dexterity. After that is Icicle Spear. Okay, Icicle Spear is also expensive. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty damn expensive. Especially since you don't have Icy Embrace yet, which is the power you get after a Spear, which is the energy unlock. It does more damage based on how many chill stacks you have. So, Shattering is absolutely terrible. If you were fighting a boss and there were mobs, the only thing you could do is Shatter, because it's the only area effect you have at this point, which means you just erased your chill stacks, and you have screwed up your Icicle Spear damage. So now you have to reapply them all, and it is very slow to reapply your chill stacks with Ice Blast, because you essentially have to fully charge Ice Blast at least 3 times. I don't normally use it on the regular mobs. I usually save it for a boss rotation. If I'm just killing the regular mobs, it's just Ice Blast, and for leveling Shatter because I have no other choice, which is sad. Once you get to 35, Frost Breath everything, and then pick off the rest with Ice Blast. It's great. It works out really well because Frost Breath is pretty good for utility. Even though you're only taking rank 2 with the Frostbite, you pretty much chill and freeze. You'll chill everything, and like half of the stuff is going to be frozen, which is awesome. Icy Embrace is great. It scales with endurance, and you gain energy on chilling a target. It can stack twice, so a really, really, really easy way to get both stacks of Icy Embrace almost instantly is to use Frost Breath with the advantage. It's like, bam, there are your 2 stacks. And Frost Breath is actually a choice between that and Ice Burst. I would never ever in a million years take Ice Burst over Frost Breath, ever, ever, ever. Part of it is because I think Ice Burst is incredibly annoying because you cast it and things go flying all over the place. I hate that. I would probably just never pick Ice Burst, period, so. And I definitely wouldn't pick it for this build because Frost Breath is so amazing with everything in this build. It's like quick chill stacks, you can then tap Ice Blast and get your debuff, and then you can start just wailing away with Ice Spear, which is now doing its full damage because you have all 3 stacks of chill. It's like, it instantly gives you your Icy Embrace up, so you can just like every time, like if your chill is about to run off, or like what Icy Embrace is like every 3 or 4 seconds, so every 3 or 4 seconds you can use Frost Breath, and you get energy, you get your chill stacks, it's easier to use your debuff because things are guaranteed chilled. It's crowd control, it's just amazing. And at level 40 you finally get Rimfire Burst. Rimfire Burst is pretty nice, it's like a huge damage thing. So, but it has a cooldown. The thing is, it's easy to get around. So how you do it is you need to have chill and you need to have clean flames. So what I do is I use Frost Breath to apply chill, and I do my Hard Frost debuff, and then I just pretty much start spamming Icicle Spear until I see the Clean Flames icon pop up. It should pop up like on the enemy right next to the chill debuff. I know it can be hard to see all the icons with like 10,000 debuffs on them, but they should be right next to each other. And then I tap Rimfire Burst, which means no cooldown. Normally it would be a 30-second cooldown, but if it eats both the Clinging Flames and the chill debuff, there will be no cooldown, which is amazing. You can, of course, use Rimfire again, but then you'll have the 30-second cooldown. I mean, if you're about to die, you might as well. Just like, okay, double Rimfire Burst, and now I'm dead. But generally, I would just start the rotation over again. Use Frost Breath to get my 3 stacks, do the Ice Blast for the debuff, and then just start spamming Icicle Spear until Clinging Flame shows up. And then Rimfire Burst. Pros for this archetype. Frost Breath is amazing for this build. When you get the Frostbite advantage, you can essentially chill everything. You go up to a mob, you breathe all over them, and they're all chilled, and half of them are probably going to be frozen too, which is awesome. It's like super easy to get your chill stacks, which means you're proccing your energy unlock very quickly, and that means you can go right into throwing on your debuff because your targets are chilled, and that's how you apply the debuff, and then you just start Icicle Spear, which you now have your at maximum damage because you have all of your chill stacks and your debuff up, and it's great. You also get all the damage you could ever possibly want. Ice Spirit does pretty good damage, and then you get Rimfire on top of that, and you get a debuff for ice damage. I mean, it's just perfect. If you want damage, there you go, it's right there. You actually have a lot of good synergy. Frost Breath is kind of the key for a lot of it because of the Frostbite advantage. I mean, chill just does so much for this build. I mean, having it stack really quickly is great. And then you have the Ice Blast with the advantage, the Hard Frost advantage, which is now a debuff, which bam, that's applied. It's like you Frost Breath, you Ice Blast, and then you Ice Spear, and then you Rimfire. I mean, Ice Spear was given a way to add the Clinging Flame so you could really utilize Rimfire to its fullest. I mean, it even has some synergy with Shattering. You can use Frost Breath and you're gonna chill and probably freeze a bunch of stuff, which you can then shatter all that crap. So you could like do a quick Frost Breath and then Shatter. The talent tree isn't full of stupid. I mean, you can't really go wrong with Guardian and Vindicator. I mean, that's a choice that a lot of people use all the time anyway. So there you go. Good choices. The stats are actually good choices. You have Dexterity, Constitution, and Endurance. And it's not like some random ass crap like, why would you put this in here when it's not necessary kind of thing. They're good stats. Dexterity tree is still pretty good as an offense tree and as a primary stat choice. So, I mean, it's not like something crazy like endurance, constitution, and dexterity, or endurance, constitution, and ego, which it could have easily gone to, but it went with dexterity, endurance, and constitution, which works really well with this build. Like, all of those stats are actually useful and can be fully used with this build. Cons for this archetype. Because you do so much damage, you're probably gonna hog aggro. You have no way to dump aggro except dying, which sucks. And despite having the Guardian and Vindicator trees, you're still pretty squishy. You do have an offense passive and you are in range damage roll, so Ice Form doesn't really offer any mitigation against most stuff in the game. So Shatter and the Shatter building sort of choice that they kind of give you, really don't think there's any place for that in this build. It eats your chill debuff, which is kind of like a big part of this build. You don't get energy from it. I think they shoved every expensive ass ice power in the early parts of the leveling tree, which just makes leveling kind of suck. I mean, Ice Wall is at level 11. Why would you even do that? Why would you inflict that kind of misery onto someone that wants to level this build? Especially considering this is a premium archetype and you have to pay for it if you don't already have it. I guess this isn't like totally a thing with the archetype, but debuffs are shared. So if someone else is running the ice or just a rimfire build in general or a shatter build, you're going to be taking turns screwing up each other's rotations. I mean, there's really no nice way to put it. You want to try to get your rimfire up there while someone else has rimfire and they're faster than you are. So your rimfire is now on a 30-second cooldown while theirs is cooldown free. So that kind of sucks a lot. It just completely messes up your rotation, and it's probably going to mess up someone else's rotation. And it's just because you both wanted to use rimfire, or because someone wanted to make a shatter build, or because you wanted to make a shatter build, and it's just a big giant mess. Overall, the Icicle is a decent archetype once you get to 40. It does what it's supposed to, which is lots of damage, and is really only marred by the crummy leveling experience, which this archetype is so close to being like really good, except that you get Frost Breath at level 35 instead of level 6. And yes, it really bugs me. I know I've said it like 1,000 times in this video, but dang it, Frost Breath at level 6. Why is that not a thing? Why would you do this? But yeah, other than that, not bad. Level with a friend. If you want to use this, that's my advice. Level with a friend. Let them do all your AoE, because it's probably cheaper if they're doing it anyway.